Hello and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. Last time we diverted power from the town of Edgewater to the community of deserters, putting the final nail in the coffin of Edgewater and allowing us to take their power regulator to fix the unreliable. Now we're headed to see Phineas Wells to ask him some questions, and after that we'll head to the Groundbreaker where the real adventure into Halcyon begins. So let's select our destination here on this terminal. There's Phineas's lab. Let's get going.
We have.
Looks like this message is a bit late. Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they will allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
Successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
Congratulations, Ada. An interesting lab. It's built into a asteroid or whatever that is.
Welcome back, Captain.
Can I
How
congratulate
can I
you?
be of assistance?
Oh, some things to talk about. Know anything about the automechanical gathering dust in the janitor's closet?
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
I'm in the mood for some entertainment.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Oh boy. Ada, tell me a joke.
Why was the chemist sad? Because all her beakers are gone.
Ada, play my favorite song.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
Oh, great.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
Thanks, exactly what I need.
My pleasure, Captain. As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
Got a minute to talk?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
What if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
Ooh, that's deep. I guess so.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
And what might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Oh. What about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Have there been other captains of the ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Let's talk about something
How
else.
can I be of assistance?
I'd like to learn more about the colony.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Phineas's orbital lab.
Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
That's smart. Why is that?
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them.
Interesting. What do you know about Phineas?
There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
No, do not do that.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
I want to ask about somewhere else.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
The Groundbreaker.
We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
You can take care of that for us, right?
I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
Great, thanks.
You are more than welcome, Captain.
Well, give me the spiel on the Groundbreaker.
The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid.
Let's talk about something. Oh, wait. I want to ask about somewhere else.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Terra 2.
Where in Terra 2?
Emerald Vale and Edgewater.
Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say, a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
I'm sure it will. What do you think of the townspeople?
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who
Good
don't
point.
deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague.
Well, I see you agree with my choice that I made about which faction to side with in the Emerald Vale. How is Edgewater faring since we left it about 5 minutes ago?
Since you diverted power to the deserters, the botanical lab is thriving. However, Emerald Vale's cannery shut down, leading to a total collapse of Edgewater's population.
Nice, that was the
Thank
goal.
you, Captain.
You're welcome. Happy to oblige. I want to ask about somewhere else.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Last one. Monarch.
Where in Monarch?
Stellar Bay.
Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port at Fallbrook.
Smuggler's Port?
It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there.
Why is Monarch being blockaded?
I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness, and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points.
there was another part of
Of
Monarch
course.
to ask about.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch?
Cascadia.
Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death.
Sounds dangerous.
This is one of those times where you say one word but really mean another, isn't it? I suppose you would find an environment like this fun.
Yeah, probably. What's the local report?
The local report is that you will very likely die if you leave Cascadia's landing pad.
Any people live in Cascadia aside from marauders?
There are no people aside from marauders in Cascadia. There is only death.
Let me see if
Of
there
course.
was anything
What
else.
part of the colony would you like to discuss?
These other places. No, there's just one there, one there. Okay. Let's talk about
How
something
can I
else.
be of assistance?
I guess that's it. Talk to you later, Ada.
Goodbye.
She's funny. I like her. Right, we're at Phineas's lab. I don't really feel like taking Vicar Max with me. He's kind of annoying. It's not like I'm going to fight or anything. So I'll just take Parvati. Always go backwards first whenever you get somewhere. Except for in Phineas's lab, apparently there was nothing.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud.
Anything over here? Empty bin.
Hey, that's impressive.
Guess taking from Phineas is not stealing. I'm sure he would want me to have it. It'll help me get the job done better, right? Empty tubes. Inspect immediately before signing for merchandise. It is your responsibility to note any damage on all copies of freight bill. Contents: 2 live cysty pigs, various loose cysts. Expected side effect of shipping. Finn. No idea what you need all these damn things for, but supplier is hiking up prices. Expect more increases in the future. Before you ask, there's no rebate for order in bulk. Next delivery in 4 weeks, unless I hear otherwise in 3. 3, you hear? You end up with pigs stacked to the rafters again. It's not my fucking problem. Looked into the flux thing, but no hits yet. Sent along the greeting card from our dear auntie. Don't tell me what you want it for. Don't want to know. Lilia. My dearest pain in the ass. As requested, another load of cysty pigs. Supplier gave me a bit of hassle. I reminded him that cysties can't breed. They can only be made with what weird gas the lab coats use. He still raised the prices. Pass it along to your buyer, I guess. You ever going to come visit? Got a nice bottle of the 43 set aside for you. Your most favored pork provisioner, Malin. Made sure your latest batch of bottled meat didn't get eaten on the way in. Bottled meat? Weird. Killed a pack of rats to do it. Usual charges apply. Your supplier wasn't happy. Might want to have a frank discussion with him. Yoka. C. Suspicious about all these items you claim to need for off-world buyers. You're setting up a farm of your own, aren't you? Breeding stock. The king won't have it. The king. But they can't breed. Set up here. Alright. That was interesting. Yeah, this place is a mess. This guy knows how to live.
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Well, I'm honored. Welcome. Wipe feet. There. Bubbles. Ooh, what is that? Hey there, Bubbles. Ooh, pick up poster. Alright. Another one. Cool. And another. Reminder. Obscure body in the SK system. No idea what that means. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna have a look around. Hibernation helmet. Was that mine?
Your old hibernation mask.
Yeah.
Had to remove it, you know, in case you were prone to vomiting.
Oh, good point. Tech skills. Less armor by a lot. Whoa. Helmet has a lot of armor. I think hack and science are tech skills. So this is actually pretty useful. Oh. Tech, medical, science, engineering. Okay, so science is a tech skill, not hack. But still, pretty useful. No real reason to get rid of this though. Somebody 0. What? I don't know. Deal with that later. What's this? Too many notes. And another note. Right after I checked out those two. Dehibernation experimentation notes. Raising core temperature another 5 Celsius over 1 hour. Dosage appears to be working. Slight diffs from process in cystipigs. Oh, that's what the cystipigs are for. He was testing the thawing process. Not beyond expected boundaries. Microscopic assessment shows no sign of sudden traumatic mast cell wall collapse. Encouraging. Reminder, still need to mop up pig. Need to get a view into the cranium to see what's going on with neurons. Oops, hand slipped. Likely effects? Nothing important. May have numbness in left heel. Who even needs that? Looking at sample. Evidence of hyperactive production of dopamine and norepinephrine. Curious. No evidence of entropic effects on neurons, however. Be exciting. Now, if only I can keep them from exploding. Raising core temp another 5C, 1 hour. Oops, forgot I had probe in brain. Jostled with elbow. Subject may suffer numbness in right earlobe. Acceptable. Feel ridiculous telling mostly frozen slab of meat. You're doing fine, quote. Practicing bedside manner important. Aids recovery. Curious about the neurochemical production. Side effect of prolonged hibernation. Subject may experience tachypsychia. Exaggerated fight or flight response. Checked brainwave. Found sharp uptick in perceptive/cognitive processing where I had jostled the probe. Fascinating. Equivalent to speed of common fly's brain. So I guess that's the tactical time dilation or whatever it is. Could be useful in stressful situations. Subjective time dilation, yep. Sea world moving in slow motion. Would everyone from Hope have this sort of brain damage, or is it peculiar to quote? Can't wait to awaken more from Hope to study in detail. Is it right to call this effect brain damage? Seems like enhancement to me. Who wouldn't want on-call hyperfast cognitive response? Am I envious? To expand the span of the breath to eternity? To be able just for a moment to perceive the world in all its infinite detail? Core temp up. Still stable. No sign of cell wall decay. Neurological necrosis. Beginning next 5C over 1 hour cycle. Yes. I believe I do envy you, quote. Nice. He made some little mistakes that made us better. Very cool. I can calculate the movement of the heavenly bodies, but not the madness of men. Newton. Experimental notes. Is this in reverse order? This is in very strange order. I guess I'll go in order by these numbers here. Logs experiment number 00938. 12 minutes. Artificial stasis successfully induced in cystipig specimen. 2 hours 17 minutes. Revivification completed. Cysty pig tissue returned to living state. Brain tissue suffered from rapid nucleation. Attempting treatment. 5 hours 58 minutes. Treatment progressing. 8 hours 20 minutes. Treatment failed. Brain tissue irreparably damaged by rapid onset necrosis. 8 hours 51 minutes. Explosive cell death. 9 hours 49 minutes. Finished cleaning liquefied remains of Cysty pig from laboratory floors, walls, equipment. Okay. Experiment number 01083. 2 hours 16 minutes. Fresh out of anti-Cleos. Experimenting with Spacer's Choice. Partially emulsified creamer substitute. Oh, he's making coffee, isn't he? 2 hours 18 minutes. Finished brewing. Adding 2 ounces Spacer's Choice. 2 hours 20 minutes. Atrocious. Felt part of self die on the inside. Reminder. Add Spacer's Choice to the list. Oh, I agree with you there. Note to self number 2. Buy more mouthwash. Yep, he was making coffee or something. Experiment number 01173. Eureka! Flash frozen organic material reverts back to its original cell structure when treated with tincture of dimethyl sulfoxide. Rate of explosive cell death may vary. Rate of explosive cell death, a very respectable 6%. Bad news, difficult to acquire. Limited quantities of compound, likely produced by Auntie Cleo. Recently discontinued due to severe adverse reactions. Must find more! Cysty pig notes. Have spared one of my stock of experimental cysty pigs to be used as renewable source of nourishment. Have named this lucky pig Bubbles. Giving an animal a name establishes rapport and creates a positive emotional bond. Allegedly improves flavor of tumors? Must look into that. Excellent creatures, cysty pigs. Don't know how people used to survive without these genetic wonders of porcelain succulents. Slaughtering a pig for its meat instead of harvesting tumors that ripen naturally, falling off the flesh like mock apples off a tree, seems the height of barbarity. Truly a miracle of modern science. Well, that's interesting. Sounds disgusting, but I guess it's better than slaughtering pigs, maybe? I don't know. Personal files. Ooh, I can hack this. He won't mind. Welcome, Phineas Wells. Password SWH181942. SWH, what is that? Huh. Personal log entry number 01037. Have procured the services of one Captain Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. I hope he didn't name his ship after the quality of his services. I'll be sending my new accomplice down to Hawthorne via escape pod as soon as the revival process is complete. Hawthorne should make for an agreeable companion, or at least an acceptable chaperone. Law willing, he isn't a total buffoon. Alright. Sorry, almost done, Phineas. What is this? Shrink ray. Science weapons. Science weapons are unique weapons that have strange and powerful effects. Science weapon damage and the strength of their effects both increase as your science skill increases. Jock engineers ensure our bottom line and fire rates are sky high.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
I actually never tested any of these science weapons. Maybe I'll give that a try this time. Cysty pig hoof. I guess. Yeah, it's money, right? What's with all your broken robots, dude? Scribbled note. Reminder. Mop up melted pig. Communications terminal. Messages. Hack 20. Bypass. 2H live. Sending no response, sending no response, sending no response, sending no response. Cause undetermined. Original message appended. I worked it out. Explain details later. Will be difficult to reproduce. Need your help. All necessary materials should be present in Halcyon, but locations elude me. Dumped a new associate, Dirtside Terra 2, near Edgewater. They have a stake in my purpose, but trust in them is only about 23.7% at present. They're recovering a ship. Should be along any time. Just need to know where to send them. Let me know when you get this. Eager to be done. P.
Careful, that's my communications terminal.
Alright. I think that's everything in here. Let's have a chat.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
For what it's worth, I appreciate you pulling me out of the Hope.
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals.
I wanted to talk to you about something else.
Of course. What's on your mind?
There's some reason you're hiding behind bulletproof glass?
Never know what being frozen did to your brain. There's always a chance you might turn violent. I've no desire to end up like Thompson. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Got a moment to talk?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Have you met my crew yet?
No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we?
Oh.
Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
Oh, Parvati's alright, don't worry. Relax, they're with me.
Oh, fine. As long as you're vouching for their character and they aren't touching things.
I'm the only one.
For what
touching
it's
things,
worth,
don't
I
worry.
am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. You're a talented scientist after all. Our kind has always been incredibly popular.
You're right, I'm doing pretty well for myself.
Yes, indeed, well done. Also, you still haven't spontaneously liquefied, which pleases me immensely. Progress.
There was something else I wanted to talk to you about.
What's on your mind? Absolutely. Let's talk.
Do you ever leave your lab?
Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the aether. Well, no, I imagine I'd last at least 12 seconds before I'd lose consciousness and die of hypoxia.
That's not what I meant. Do you have some kind of life outside your work?
Life outside work? No, of course not. My life is my work. For that matter, everyone else's lives are also my work. An entire colony's worth of lives are at stake. It's up to me, up to us to set things right. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. There's too much work to be done. The Hope's colonists won't revive themselves, you know.
That's a fair point. How's that coming along, by the way?
Remarkably well. After all, I managed to revive you without too many adverse side effects. We're even having a real conversation. That's progress. I still need your help, however. The sooner we discover the location of those chemicals, the sooner we can begin reviving the Hope's colonists. Get me those chemicals, and I'll revive the Hope. Revive the Hope, put a stop to the board. Stop the board, save the colony from destruction. Cause and effect. Simple, really. My progress is tied to your progress. We're in this together, my friend.
I could give your research a peer review if you want.
I'm well aware of your scientific acumen, but you're far better suited to working in the field than I am. Leave the blackboard work to me. 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen for decades. In theory, you never should have survived the revival process. But the conventional theories are wrong. You're living proof that it can be done. There's yet hope for the Hope. Get it?
I'm glad to hear that. Everyone on the Hope is depending on us.
We'll do our very best to save them all. I'd best get back to work. I can feel my last dose of caffeinoid fading.
Alright. That wasn't much of a conversation, but I guess we'll come back at another time. Got anything to say, Parvati?
Are we gonna get in trouble today? Not that I want to. Just seems to happen around you, is all.
Guess not. Okay, let's head to the Groundbreaker. You have acquired poster. I think these go, like, in the rooms or something? You have acquired poster again.
Is it time for your regular daily period of unconsciousness?
Is there any benefit to sleeping? Minimum 6 hours. Interesting. I'll go for 8. Let's see what happens. I don't think I ever did this before. Resting in a bed is relaxing and moves time forward. In supernova difficulty, you can only... that was... glitched, I guess. So I guess sleeping is for supernova difficulty. So no need. Did I get any mods? I've got another journal entry, of course. Mods? No, that's from before. Okay. Let's go to the groundbreaker. Just want to look over this map real quick. There's where we're going. There's where we are. Typhon, an uninhabitable icy planet at the edge of the Halcyon system. Typhon has nothing to offer the Halcyon colony. Hephaestus, the closest planet to the sun. The Hephaestus Mining Company was first to establish outpost here, and as such, it has claimed the planet for itself. Scylla. Scylla is one of the largest asteroids orbiting Halcyon, the largest in a grouping of rocks known as the Charybdis cluster. Hephaestus Mining once claimed the asteroid, but its prospecting site was abandoned decades ago. Tartarus. Named after its hellish atmosphere, Tartarus is where the board maintains the maximum security penal complex known as the Labyrinth. Eridanos. Halcyon's second jovial gas giant. Its atmosphere is rich with hydrogen, helium, and various noble gases. Distillation plants in the atmosphere harvest these gases for energy. Monarch, one of Olympus's many satellites. What should have been Halcyon's second habitable world has long since been abandoned by the board due to monstrous, ravenous creatures. Olympus, the largest of Halcyon's two jovial giants. Perpetual storms rack the planet's atmosphere, rendering it uninhabitable. Guess that's everything. Looks like we can't go here, or here, or here. Oh wait, that has a lock on it, so we can go there later. Can't go here now, because it has a lock. I think this might be the location of the DLC, because I don't remember ever going there. We can go to Monarch, but I think we can't dock. We can go to Scylla. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves, so let's go to the Groundbreaker.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Let's talk when you're free.
Sure.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson?
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Sure, we could head over to engineering now.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Break time's over. What a way to leave the conversation. Once again, just Parvati. I don't much like Bicker Max, so I won't take him along, except for his companion quest stuff. I think stuff is owned on this dock, so I'm not gonna bother with that crate.
Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
So cute.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I noticed you were in the middle of an argument earlier.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
It's almost like you wanted to get arrested.
Yeah, because I knocked my foreman out with a tossball stick. But, to be fair, I wasn't the one who started it. The guy was insulting my Rizzo's Rangers. Look, if it's a crime to defend your favorite tossball team against slander and calumny, well then lock me right up.
Rizzo's Rangers?
Only the finest group of tossball players ever to take the field. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
That's me, Captain of the Unreliable.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
I never caught your name. I'm Quotes.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
See you around, Felix.
See you around, boss.
What is a Steve door? take the stuff. Strange. Oh, shoot. Ow! That was far. And now what?
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Probably talk to this guy first.
Identification, please.
Present Hawthorne's ID. Here you go.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
How do I get this resolved?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board
great.
representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Oh, that reminds me. So Udom, we read about him in Captain Hawthorne's terminal. And that reminds me, we need to go back to that terminal because Ada told us that there's something about that robot Sam in the terminal. So I think that starts a quest or something. We'll do that next. Okay, his office. Starboard wall. Shines like a Byzantium. Okay. Any idea why my ship was impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Great. I'll go talk to him and straighten this up.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Her shipments?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
What can you tell me about Udom Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
So there's tension between the Groundbreaker and the board.
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Nice. I'm glad it terrifies them, the bastards. Keep pushing them.
It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
The board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing base. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
Thanks for the info.
Sure thing.
I'm looking for someone named Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board, that is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
How does Halcyon Holdings work anyway?
Are you pulling my leg?
I just want to hear your take on it.
Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the board.
So there's actually a boardroom somewhere with all these company heads in it?
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
How does Groundbreaker fit into that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
Got it.
Glad to help.
I didn't think there were many independent operators in the system.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
What do you know about Sublight Salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
I'm looking for something a little more local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
How about something long-term?
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
That's all I need to know about work.
All right.
See you around.
Be seeing you.
So let's see if we can get back to the ship. Oh, they closed the dock, so I can't go find that terminal entry about Sam.
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded and I'm afraid I can't let you near it till it's not.
Don't you touch my ship.
Gosh, I wouldn't dream of it. Not unless I got to, and I don't see any reason why I'd gotta. Do you?
She's a good ship, ma'am. Mostly doesn't act up at all.
Happy to hear it.
Does it seem hot in here to you?
I ain't felt so much as a tepid breeze in weeks. I hope Miss Chief Tennyson gets that fixed soon.
Well, it doesn't smell as bad here as Edgewater's graveyard in high summer, so guess I can't complain.
You.
Whew. I'm starting to feel like a sisty roast in all this armor.
I'm off.
Have yourself a pleasant day.
Notice of ship impound. This notice has been posted to inform the captain and crew of the Unreliable that it has been impounded by Groundbreaker Security and Customs on behalf of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. Any inquiries related to this vessel and its status should be made to one Udon Bedford in the Halcyon office found on the promenade. Okay. So, speak to Gladys, talk to Udon Bedford. Weapons from the void. Oh. Oh, Hawthorne's turn. Okay. Which again we can't do because the ship is impounded. Talk to Wanda Dorset, right? Introduce Parvati to Junlei. Locate a security terminal on the Groundbreaker. Search Hawthorne's terminal. Okay. Let's go back up that ladder and see where that leads. I'll try not to fall off this time. Oh, there's no one here this time. I could go in there. Oh, I forgot to jump. Oh, jeez. Alright. Still have half my health. I think I'm good. Oh, great. I'm gonna quick save before this next attempt. Okay, here we go. Didn't fall that time, that's good. Oh man, I gotta run and jump and bear it too. Okay. Made it. What's this? Uh-oh. Dialogue skills. I was waiting for one of those. Can it be modded though? It can be modded. It has a tech skills mod in it? Why? And Nightingale step? That's actually really good. Oh well. Yeah, it's the same amount of armor without the toughened mod, which I have extra of. Weighs a little bit more. Okay, well, that's good to have. Right, I have that as well. Okay, a lot of stuff for dialogue skill. Is that a door that I can go through? Probably not, but let's check it out anyway. No, I cannot. Okay. Oh boy. It's fine.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
Graham sounds familiar, actually. I think I know who that is. Ooh, a Mardet ID cartridge. You have found an ID cartridge to use with the holographic shroud. You will now be automatically disguised when entering associated restricted areas. That's good, so I could get in there if I need to. I'm allowed to take that. Weird.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hardworking citizens. You've been listening to Halcyon News, your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Stogie Slim. Halcyon News. Chairman salutes Earth Minister Clark. Chairman Rockwell took time out from his busy schedule today to talk to us about Minister Clark and his impact on the colony. Working with Minister Clark has been truly wonderful these past 8 years, he said. His predecessor did a fine job, but Clark's brilliance cannot be overstated. The early retirement program is just the latest in a long line of initiatives he has spearheaded that will ensure Halcyon continues to be the envy of all the other colonies. We couldn't agree more, Mr. Chairman. That sounds like some BS to me. Halcyon News. Media circus surrounds circus time clowns. What? The politics of Tossball have grown increasingly turbulent of late, with the circus time clowns trading out every member of the team. Asked to comment on the upheaval, the Owners League released a statement saying that the Clowns' failure to reach the finals was a deciding factor in their organizational rearrangement. When questioned about the values of this overhauled team, a representative from the Clowns stated that their goals remain the same as ever. Toss, ball, win, repeat.
Gonna head to Veers for whiskey and darts. Maybe not in that order.
Now I can go through there, but I think I'm gonna wait on that because it's kind of dangerous. I'll come back.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
What bounties do you have available?
Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but 2 officers.
Flying under the influence of illegal substances?
Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum.
Assaulting 2 officers?
Kicked one right in the kneecap while he poked the other in the eyes. McRed's lucky we're too backlogged right now to hunt him down ourselves. But if our resources clear up and we catch him before some contractor does, I fully plan to lock him in ISO with them 2 officers he wounded. Thinking he won't like that one bit.
I can see why he's wanted dead or alive.
Dreadful, ain't it? Such blatant disregard for order. It's a real problem in the youth these days. It's true enough that he ain't particularly deadly, but the interest on each fine being compounded as they are means he'll be paying with his life insurance. Only way to cover it. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
Why don't you send a Mardet to apprehend him?
Oh, I will. Soon as the chief approves the personnel reorg required for a bounty dispatch. So, in about 3 to 7 weeks.
I'll take the posting.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
So, what's it like working security detail on a space station?
Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand?
Fine, fine.
Then get to business or get moving.
I'll be on my way. How about you?
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today?
Just getting my bearings. What do you do here?
This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
Why can't you take incident reports?
I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away.
Do you do, I don't know, tours or something?
We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Alright, that works. Can't persuade you anyway. Oh, that's a big bread.
All right.
Questions. All right, that's fine.
Wow. Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
Aftertaste. So many advertisements. I don't know where to go first. I guess I could go to her. What's that? Udon Bedford, okay.
Can we rent an upstairs room?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Remember Auntie Cleo? Because she remembers you.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
I'm looking for Gladys.
Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from.
What? Okay. I'll be on my way.
Hmm?
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Gross. Phineas sent me. He said you could sell me a nav key to Stellar Bay.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
10,000 bits. Yeah, I don't have that much. No one's ever found my bits lacking. Any chance of a discount since Phineas sent me?
Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light on his feet.
I could see it.
Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double.
Oh, whoops. Okay, it didn't double. That's good. Tell me about this opportunity.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
No qualms here. Let's hear the details.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Why was Roseway abandoned?
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
Say no more, I'm in.
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
Abandoned outpost. Corporate secrets. Got it.
Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
What other jobs do you know about?
Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar.
Wanted to ask you something else.
What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom?
You mentioned the Groundbreakers outside the board's control.
That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei.
How do you mean?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
Back to my other questions.
Go right ahead, sweetheart.
What's this about the heat?
Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way.
How do you mean?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heat, but it won't work.
What do you do here?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear?
Why'd the board recall Stellar Bay nav keys?
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
What makes you think that?
Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess.
Are there still people down there?
Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board.
Thanks for your time.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
You had a barter option. Let's put on some dialogue skill gear first.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea.
Let me see what you've got for sale.
I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
6% discount. Okay. I have a lot of junk. Let's see. Oh god. How many bits? 7,811. Do not want to sell that. I'm gonna keep that because it's pretty good. I'm not much of a shotgun user. These don't sell for much though. I think I'm just gonna dismantle them. These guys sell for 50, so maybe I'll sell those. Auto. Oh, I might want to use that actually. Yeah, these don't sell. Oh, that kind of sells for a bit. Yeah, I'll sell this. Rather dismantle that. There's an auto pistol. I already have a hunting rifle, so I can sell this. Doesn't sell for much. Yeah, I might want to use that. Hang on to it. Nothing there. Sell everything but a Trino. I wanted to sell this as well. 88, not bad. These are weightless and very useful, so that is everything. What do you have for sale? A bunch of locked stuff. Oh. Corrosion damage. That's very good. Costs a lot. Wow. I will perhaps pick that up on my way out after I've done some quests and earned some money. What kind of mods you have? Tech skills, Stendo site. Quest items. Bartered Mardet datapad. Battered Mardet datapad, sorry. An old datapad once used by the Groundbreakers Mardet security forces. From the accumulated dust and grime, this hasn't been accessed for over a decade. Down on the luck, smugglers will often purchase old datapads in the hope of finding clues to a forgotten cache of goods they can sell. Sure, it doesn't cost too much, about 300 bits. The old datapad contains incident reports from various Mardet security patrols. Most are details of simple finds and dust-ups between the crews of Wildcat freighters and corporate haulers. 2 entries have been marked for later review. August 7th, 2344. Responded to a code ID 10T at the Lost Hope. Vera asked us to bounce some Back Bay rat that got himself soaked in Spectrum Red. Drunken fool got into a scuffle with one of Engineer Tennyson's people. We tossed the rung leech back down to the bays. Asshole fought us the entire way, telling us we'd be sorry once he controlled the hammer's power. If this is some new Hammersmith marketing stunt, I'm complaining to Sanita. October 25th, 2344. Had another run-in with the rung leech from the Lost Hope. Don't know how the uppity piker crawled out of the back bays without us noticing. Locked himself into the repair bay off docking slip 13 and refused to come out. Kept raving about the weapon's chaotic beauty or some shit while we were trying to talk him out. He had to break off when our shift ended. Whole head's gotta come out eventually. Sounds like a science weapon. Hephaestus Mining. Archive cartridge. Hephaestus. This data cartridge contains the public records of Hephaestus mining outpost on Scylla. It can be viewed using the captain's terminal on the Unreliable. Like accounting figures, most companies keep two sets of data records, public and private. Wildcat miners often purchase the public records of failed mining outposts, helping to uncover details on remaining ore veins that are too small for a corporation to consider profitable. So I can use that when I get back to the ship terminal. Weapons from the void. Search Hawthorne's terminal for clues. Acquire the science weapon on the Groundbreaker. Review Hephaestus mining archive on Hawthorne's terminal. Okay. So that's some stuff to do later. Oh, there's another. Stealth. ID cartridge. Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna leave this gear on for now because we're doing a lot of talking and not a lot of fighting on this ship. Alright, next time we will head over to Udon Bedford.
Tom's had to go on break. Chief didn't have enough hands to coordinate docking. Something about the radiators being busted. I don't know. Not my problem, right?
Alright, so next time we will head over to Udon Bedford and try to get our ship unimpounded. Thanks for watching. See you next time.